And hello again, welcome. This is the AM show. My name is Gifty Andopi, and guess who has joined me right now in studio? Joseph Akable. Joseph, we've not done this before, have we?
You mean doing a review on the show? Yes, this is the first time.
Anyway.
I was just framing the question properly and answering.
It's okay.
I like your frames. They are beautiful.
I know, I like it too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I have the Daily Graphic newspaper for us to start the news review, and I like penny to penny all the time. So, government waives import duties, and Joseph, it's interesting because most of the newspapers are reporting on, you know, the politics and the Supreme Court and Amewu and everything. Daily Graphic takes a complete different view. Government waives import duties, and that story is by Ama Amankwa Befi. It says that the government has waived duties on imported equipment, machines, and raw materials for local manufacturing companies to enable them become competitive in the global marketplace. And of course, this is linked to the AFCFTA, the AFTA. It's a very interesting one, I think, and we might, if we have time, we might go a little bit into details. Other stories on the front page of the Daily Graphic: NPRA retrieves 3.1 million from defaulters. That story is on page 16 of the Daily Graphic. And Supreme Court maintains Amewu in Parliament, also on page 16. And of course, let's take a look at the back page. GIZ provides meals for frontline workers and vulnerable groups. U.S. Embassy present equipment to Ghana Armed Forces. The center spread has it's entirely dedicated to fighting Galamsey, and that is the topic there as well. Fighting Galamsey verdict, picking up the pieces. So it has so many pictures of, you know, the destruction to our ecosystem, and it has pictures of, you know, equipment being put on fire, etc. That's the Daily Graphic for you, Joseph.
The front page of the Daily Guide now, and Supreme Court throws Chachu out. Amewu affirmed MP also on the front page. AG gives IGP 1 week to report on spousal murders, and court hears kidnappers' phone calls, and man kills wife and deposits body at morgue. The story on page 6 of the Daily Guide. The back page has some sports stories. Barreto talks tough, the new Asante Kotoko coach, and Ronaldo apologizes for awful haircut. It's another story there. And Awako explains Black Stars' brilliance. It's another story on the back page of the Daily Guide. Gifty, I'm not sure you remember this Ronaldo haircut. I remember it so well.
You're not sure I remember, but you remember so well. Can you imagine that?
From way back, but I'm surprised that years on after he's retired, we don't need to apologize. We loved it. We were fascinated by it.
Why is it? Why do they call it awful? Obiara in style. People. Have you seen?
But he's the one apologizing years on.
Yeah, but who's complaining to him?
I'm surprised.
Well, anyway, you know, sometimes because of the pandemic, I think people feel like we need comic relief. We need comic relief, so it's okay. It's okay. We'll take it. We'll accept the apology. But that haircut, though, Joseph, you should try it.
No, I'm not trying it.
Oh, this will be allowed in the courts, no?
I'm okay with this way.
Okay
just let me manage this one.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me continue with the Statesman. The Daily Statesman has a picture of Ken Oforiatta. The banner headline: Ghana makes history. The story is on page 2. It says that Ghana makes history, issues Africa's first ever zero coupon Eurobond. So zero coupon Eurobond, so just like no interest, like sort of interest free Eurobond. Okay, that story is on page 2. NPP MPs request probe into electoral violence from 1993. And this story comes with a picture of Frank Anodompre, Majority Chief Whip, Osei Bonsu Amwa, that's Obi Amwa, Ekapim South MP, Samuel Atachia, Ebuaka South MP, and Alexander Afenyo Markin. Very interesting story. We'll be talking about that one later here on the show as well. On the back page, Baba Rahman says, "I nearly retired." Columbus crew congratulate Jonathan Mensah on EA award, and struggling Inter Allies asks coach Dani Mojkanovic. Okay, I'm sure that I got that one right. Yeah, that's about the major stories you find in the Daily Statesman. You want to grab yourself a copy Sisala West MP seeks urgent answers to road health issues. Will there ever be answers? They're also reporting on Amewu Sohoi parliamentary victory affirmed by the Supreme Court, and Attorney General calls for adequate training for police officers. That's the angle. They chose the meeting between the IGP and the Attorney General on.
The Ghanaian Times has the story about the Supreme Court SAR review application. The Supreme Court dismisses case against Amewu. And President Akufo-Addo advocates partnership between Africa and Europe. And NAT, that is the National Association, Ghana National Association of Teachers, launches 90th anniversary celebration in Accra. Farmer jailed 10 years for defiling an 11-year-old girl. It's also on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. The back page has this story about the Ghana Water Company Limited beginning spillage of water from Wager Dam, says it's not liable for loss of life and property. And the after that you spoke about won't make country dumping ground for foreign goods, is the Trade Minister speaking.
We need that sort of intervention.
Yeah.
Is that all?
You can do the Finder now on the front page of the Finder quickly. Angry contractors descend on ECG MD for non-payment of work done. And investors renew confidence in Ghana as $3 billion, a 4-year zero coupon bond oversubscribed to $6 billion. And NAT laments terrible working conditions as it launches 90th anniversary. Hospital equipment, surgical and disposable medical supplies in shortage. Details of that story on page 5.
In shortage where? So in Ghana?
Details on page 5. Let me go there quickly. It says so many buyers who will be looking for medical tools may find them difficult to acquire, yes, here in Ghana, as dealers in hospital equipment, surgical and disposable medical goods have warned of a possible shortage of these supplies. So it goes on.
Do they attribute this problem?
They say Kolebu has ordered about 1,000 cartons of examination gloves. We only have 4 boxes left. They said high cost is driving away sales and COVID-19 and its impact. There's also the issue of reduced shipping charges, which they think can help deal with the issue. And medical practitioners have confirmed the shortage of the examination gloves. So they visited the Kolebu Hospital, where some medical practitioners spoke to them on condition of anonymity and confirmed that indeed they don't have some of these gloves to use.
I mean, that's a serious story. With COVID-19, the last thing you want to have is a shortage of medical aids like that. Anyway, I have the Daily Dispatch. Gridco in discussion with ECG over Dumso timetable, and it comes with a picture of Dr. Poku Prempe, Minister for Energy. Well, he has had to zoom into that particular part of our national history at the Energy Ministry. That story is on page 12 on the Daily Dispatch newspaper. On 2020 parliamentary results, 50 is on page 50 or 52. I'm not quite sure what this is, but it's on page 3, pages 3 and 6. Improve our conditions of service. NAT appeals as they celebrate 90 years. Story on page 2. And 87-year-old Ejako Nimo's work being digitized by KNUST. I think it's long overdue. Fantastic idea, by the way. On the back page, you have a picture of Gabi Asar Ochedako. There it says, investor confidence back. Let's ride with it. Gabi is saying that. And then you also have the Gridco story. Okay, let me take a look at this Gridco story, Akable. It says that the Grid Company Limited says it was having a discussion with the Electricity Company of Ghana for them to provide a load shedding timetable following major maintenance works expected in the power sector from April to July 2021. The corporate communications manager of Gridco, Ms. Ebenezer Mankwa, in a radio interview with Radio Ghana monitored by Graphic Online on Monday night, explained that some parts of Ghana will soon experience intermittent power outages to enable engineers and contractors work on some substation plants across the country. That story is on the back page of the Daily Dispatch. So, have you, I mean, I think on Saturday and Sunday, almost the whole of Saturday, I didn't have lights in my house. On Sunday as well, half of the day was...
I mean, it's a situation that almost everyone is experiencing. In my area, it's relatively stable, but it's an issue of concern. And I listened to the Gridco communications manager. He says they are upgrading a number of the equipment, and from between now and July, they are expecting that they'll be able to finish it. So they are trying to come out with a timetable. I mean, I think if that is the actual situation, then the timetable should come out as immediately as possible.
No, I mean, it should have come out like yesterday, because you see, and this is what you do when you have people, when you're thinking about the people you're serving. I think this is how it works. You know that I'm going to turn off the light, but I know that it will affect this group of people. So at least communicate that ahead of time. But people didn't know anything. Yeah. We just started experiencing the power outages. We started talking, and now we're discussing coming out with
I think the bottom line of the part is they need to understand that it's like a contract. So you're asking me to supply water for you. If I can't supply water for you, or you want me to, I sell mobile phones. If I can't give you the mobile phone today, I need to inform you that I'm not giving you the mobile phone today.
Exactly.
People run their businesses based on the electricity availability, and they are paying for it. It's not free. Electricity is not free.
Exactly.
So it needs to be available as soon as possible. And it is very worrying that, I mean, they wait till this time. Is it now that we have to be doing the maintenance? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, the maintenance has to be done. It has to be done, because I'm sure that if you don't do it now,
done at a time. Because clearly, if it is being done periodically over a certain period, we will not have a situation where we now have to be shedding so much load, so that we have to now be distributing where it goes off at which point, which side.
But we're not, to be very honest, to be very fair to them, we're not experts. We're not technical people. So So I don't understand how their scheduling is like. But what I understand is that as an expert, I expect you to have enough expertise to be able to put in place measures that will make sure that if you're going to cut off power, it won't affect the people you're serving that much, because I mean, if you raise this argument, they're going to say, you people, you are sitting in the studio and you're just talking. That's what they say.
We just want our lights on. I mean, that's all.
Exactly.
And we hope that they're able to work within the time frame that they've indicated. He said March at one point. He also said July. Let's just hope.
Yeah, this one says July. This one says July. But what we want to know is, I mean, if there has to be any load shedding plan, it should have come a long time ago. Now we don't have it. We're experiencing, and it's very, very inconveniencing. And we're talking about bouncing back our economy post-COVID. This is certainly not something that we want to do if we want to get serious with our post-COVID economic recovery program. All right, so a lot of ranting there. Joseph, you have another paper?
Yes, just some story on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. The story about a farmer being jailed 10 years for defiling an 11-year-old girl. And so we are told that the Asante Joabin Circuit Court has sentenced 19-year-old farmer to 10 years imprisonment for defiling an 11-year-old girl. The convict, Kwame Ansa, was said to have defiled the girl at Mayenam in the Asante Achim North District. He pleaded guilty. Okay, so I was actually wondering why he was given the 10 years, because I know they could go between, for defilement, 7 to 25 years.
Okay, so he felt like 10 years was a bit...
Yes, but because he admitted to the offense and he pleaded guilty, so he was convicted on his own plea, and so that explains why he got that 10 years. But it's very unfortunate there.
Does the story describe the situation of the girl, the current state of the girl's health, for example?
See if I'll find it here. It says that on March 13 this year, the victim and her younger brother were on their way to the mosque when the convict ordered them to stop. He said that when he stopped, the convict dragged the girl into a nearby bush and forcibly had sex with her. The victim's younger brother ran up to town and informed them about the incident. And so there are no details about the condition of the girl.
I hope she's fine, because she's going to have to live with this for
the rest of her life.
It's terrible. Anyway, the Republic newspaper, confusion in Parliament over Seydou Nketiah's appointment onto Parliamentary Service Board. That's part of the conversation we'll be having later today. And cost of doing business in Ghana reduced, according to, it's been attributed to President Akufo-Addo, and the story is on page 7. Also, 4 university vice-chancellors to pay debt of bolted lecturers trained with government funds. And that story is attributed to Auditor General. Then Chachu, thrown out again in Sal case, page 3. And their banner headline, COVID-19 protocols, rich paps snub president. So people are still having fun. In fact, this picture, I don't know where this picture was taken from, but it looks like people are having fun. They're like, yeah, whatever. Well, this is from Labone, as police chases local sports. I like this angle. So it's like the big boys, where the big boys hang out.
High end.
Yeah, they're still in operation. But the small choba, tots,
where the
corner,
the low earning people go.
Yes, those people They are being harassed by police. Okay, so Ghana police, here's a story for you. They want you to go after the big boys too, if you're going after the small ones. Speaker gives NDC female MPs job to Asiedun Ketia. Really? How they reported it. That's a Republic for you. Okay, that's it for Republic. Joseph.
The last one for me will be the custodian, the front page. 4 NPP MPs file motion to probe electoral violence and demolish buildings on Sunyani Airport lands. Transport Minister tells the Ghana Airport Company Limited. And Chachu suffers 7-0 defeat again. And that is on page 3. Then there's this information. Petroleum price indicators as of 29th March 2021. And so 5.79. Yeah. If you want the details on the front page of the custodian. The back page has a story about Mustafa Yusuf to work closely with the Ghana Olympic Committee to develop sports in Ghana. It's also on the back page of the custodian. There were a number of stories that came up late night that are not in the paper.
Okay.
So the appropriation bill was passed by Parliament. That is what introduces the new taxes, the pollution levy, the energy sector recovery levy, among others. So that was approved by Parliament. And so the finance minister has the mandate to go ahead and spend
and charge us
and spend those revenues as well. Then there is a bit about a 9-member committee that has also been constituted to probe the banking license issue. You remember a motion was passed by some minority members relating to Unibank and UT Bank. A petition was actually filed by their founders, Mr. Mabin and Dr. Kwabena Dufo. So a 9-member committee has been set up to look into that. It has the Jose Wusu leading that particular committee. So the membership just say Wusu, there is also Alexander Fenyomakin, Joe Gate, Patrick Boama, Samuel Atachia, James Aveji, and Kasiala Tuforsen, as well as Isaac Adongo and Elizabeth Ofosu Ejari. Another issue that
I'm curious about how that group is going to work on this very controversial matter.
Okay, so you want us to count the NC. Okay, so NDC 1, 2, 3, 4. So NDC 4, NPP 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the chairman is also NPP, so NPP with a slight advantage.
Okay, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I didn't say we're looking at it on partisan basis.
But I give the additional information.
I know, but we'll be kidding ourselves to pretend as if this doesn't exist. So let's go on.
Yeah, so some other issues that also came up. The finance minister was sworn into office last night by President Akufo-Addo, and he says he wants him to restore the economy, and also that the ordinary Ghanaians want to feel the impact of a good economy that he will end up building.
By all means.
In their pocket. And the finance minister accepted the charge and assured that he's going to do just that and work with integrity to protect the public purse. And so we're expecting to feel the economy in our pockets in the coming months.
Yeah, I want the public purse itself in my house. The day I'll get that public purse, I'll spread you, all of you who are watching, I will spread you like big time. Okay, Joseph, is there any story that jumps at you?
There was one about domestic violence.
Right.
That's the AG is asking the IGP one week to report on spousal murders. It's on page 3.
Okay.
We have been told that the new Attorney General, Godfrey Abadami, has given the IGP 1 week to present a confidential report on the increasing spate of spousal murders in the country.
Okay, so before you go into the details, I'm just wondering, so the IGP paid a courtesy call on the Attorney General. Is that what happened?
Yes, that's what happened.
And I'm just wondering, can the Attorney General give the IGP ultimatum?
The police service, in terms of crimes and prosecution, they work under the AG. In fact, they can't prosecute without the AG. Without the
AG.
If it has to do with even higher crimes, they can't actually prosecute at all. So they do the investigations, they hand over the dockets to the AG's office, and an attorney goes to prosecute the matter. And so these are all crimes that eventually, and if you look at some of them, like murder and all those things,
eventually so it's like speed it up for us so we can work on it.
To do. Okay. But the major concern from him was about the fact that it appears there is some form of a trend.
Yeah.
Because just in the last month, about 5 people, mostly women, have been killed by their partners, parking out.
Allegedly by their partners.
Allegedly by their partners. Right. Good points, very good points there. And so that is what he's asking, that he wants a report on that. And the interesting, IGP made a certain comment. He says, their initial view is that, it appears people are beating their partners because there are said in some parts of the country, there is the view that if your husband doesn't beat you, it means that man doesn't matter.
That's a moot
and he
point.
says it's something that as a society we need to work to correct.
Exactly.
Because it's completely wrong for people to hold that. You don't beat someone to show that.
I mean, they call it what? People's love language. You know, some people they like to fight and then they make up, etc. But when people are being killed, that's a no-no. That's not even a part of the conversation you want to bring in. That sounds like an excuse.
You are better with description. The Last Supper. I'll leave this for you.
Am I better with description? Okay. So hopefully we can show you this. Can we? I'm not too sure, but let's see. This is titled The Last Supper, and in bracket you see 4 more, right? And it says me ayoko, dabi, never. Okay, that's something that looks like the foreign affairs minister, and then that's something that looks like the agric minister. Then that's something that looks like, who is this? Yabomia Samoa.
No, that looks like Alan Chemanti.
Oh, this one?
Then this one looks like Dr. Baumia.
Oh right. Oh right. All right. And then this one looks like President Akufo-Addo.
Yeah, he's.
This one looks like Ken Oforiatta.
Yeah,
this one looks like Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that I've introduced the characters, for lack of a better expression, to you, the one that looks like Ayoko says me Ayoko dabi. Then the one that looks like a Greek minister says never. Then Alan K says impossible. Verily, verily, one of you will betray me. Okay, so that's the basis for the conversation. Someone says...
Who is suggesting the betrayal?
The one who is suggesting the betrayal is the one that looks like President Akufo-Addo.
I see the one in the middle.
The one in the middle. Oh. That says, verily, verily, one of you will betray me. Then Alan K says, the one that looks like Alan K says impossible. A Greek minister says never. Ayoko says me. Ayoko dabi. Baumia says kai walai Sam. And Ken says pavre. So it's not true. And then Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, or the thing that looks like Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah says, hey, interesting. Okay, so when I lifted up the paper and I was trying to show you, my director was making very interesting comments. I just want to acknowledge. I won't share. Anyway, so it looks like the conversation of, who will betray me, but who is going to betray who?
It says there.
Why is that even a conversation?
The Last Supper.
Yeah, the Last Supper. When the Last Supper is done, it's done. New old team out, new team in, and anyway.
Interesting. And you see, if I'm going through the tags again, they are all essentially saying that it's impossible. Like
impossible. So who?
So that's the question.
We don't know the Judas. We'll need some prophecies for that one. Okay. So the story. So that was the story that jumps at you, Joseph, about the spousal abuse.
Yeah.
That's ongoing.
And the defilement, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in relationships, and I believe in preserving, the sanctity of marriages and family, etc. But do not be killed. Do not get killed in a relationship. I think it's not worth it. And I don't know, if we will all just have a little bit of patience and just remember that you've promised this person, you've said all kinds of things to them, why do you just kill them? Anyway, I don't know if I have the words. But I find the story very interesting. Government waives import duties. I haven't gone through the very minute details, but if it has to do with giving local companies the advantage, I think it's a great idea, and companies ought to go after this story and understand what this means and find out how you can benefit. Oftentimes, companies won't go, they don't know everything.
Don't take advantage of
exactly. So something might be there, but you don't know it's there, and you can't take advantage of it if you don't go looking at it. So if you're a business operative, I want you to take the Daily Graphic, Government Waives Import Duty, check out what it is and the opportunities that exist. Well, that's it. Joseph, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, that's it for the news review.